Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to play the Patrol Allied number 1 for Gronenveld. Probably mispronounced that. It was his second patrol. The date is unknown. And he was in a K, was that K-14. December 1941, War Period 1, Empire Pacific, torpedo status -1. He actually sunk 2 ships for a total of 14,000 tons, and it was a 2-week patrol. We're going to see if we can match that, maybe do better. Okay, let's get into it. Hi guys, so let's talk setup. So we took the war mix for this patrol mission. It's War Period 1. So I have A, B, C, and D. Okay? I can shake these up. You know, it's solo. I can close my eyes, pull out what I need when we get through the game. But I have War Period 1 set up. So we're good to go here. These are all clipped. I got my TDCs all ready to go as well. And then for the IJN, I took some of the plastic baggies that were in this game and others that I didn't use in those other games. And let's just move this. We got our, let me just get that out of the way. We got our battleships, our CVs, our CAs, our CLs. And I took the destroyers and I actually separated them by 1 ton, 2 ton, 3 ton, and all the auxiliary. So these are ready. So when I pull something during the game, I can go pull a corresponding one here. So I think at this point we are fairly set up. And let's go play some Silent War. Alrighty, so we're going to play Allied Patrol number 1. And we basically start in the tender. So we have our sub here in the tender. Okay? And if we look at our turn sequence, what we have is, it says when you're playing patrols, you ignore segment 1, the strategic. Okay, we ignore segment 2, RRR segment, except that we do number 11, which is prep for operation phase. So we don't have that on the first week. And this is only a 2-week patrol, so this is going to be really short. We then go into the operation segment, which is basically what these patrols are going to be teaching you to do. You're going to loop through this mechanic and then the intern segment as well. So that's kind of nice. That's one of the reasons why I'm going to go ahead and play this. And I picked what I think is about as short as you can go, and you'll see why here in a second. Okay, so patrol movement, no, that's 12. 13 is search and contact phase. We don't have that because, again, we're at in our tender currently, which is going to take us down to the transit movement phase for the first week. Okay, and it says submarines are in ready sea box of a base or outbound patrol areas. Okay, we can now move. Now, when we move, we also have to check for transit events. And we're going to check our transit event table. Now, in this particular Allied patrol, historically, they went to the northern coast of Borneo, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to come out of the tender. We have a movement of 3, okay? So let me get that out of the way. And we're going to move into the Java Sea. And because we can move 3, we're going to count this as 1. And then we're going to move to 2. And in each one of these, we're going to roll on our transit event table. So let's go there, transit event table. So a transit event check occurs during transit and patrol movement, and we're doing patrol movement. Anytime a submarine enters an op area or SMZ, we've entered an op area. So we're going to go through the procedure of checking for transit events. So we check our operating area, war period 1. We do have red events. So we do make a roll to see if we get a transit event. Now there are some dice roll modifiers, okay? Dice roll modifier of -1 when we're on our transit side up, which we are. And we get a +1 in the narrow or shallow op area until radar equipped. Well, we're not radar equipped. We're both narrow and shallow. So I'm going to go ahead and add a +2. So we're -1 +2, so we're at +1. We're going to roll. We get a 3, +1 is 4. We get no transit event. Okay. We're going to go ahead and move to the South China Seas. We're going to do the same thing. Yes, we have an 8 and a 9. It's only shallows, so we're going to +1 -1. So it's going to be a straight dice roll. We roll a 2. There is no transit event. Okay, even though we did not have a transit event, had we rolled one of those red numbers, in Java C it would have been a 7, 8, or 9, and in South China Sea it would have been an 8 or a 9. Then what we would have done is we would have come over here and we would have rolled a dice. 9. This then comes across for our result, okay? So it would have been a 9. The result would have been a 2, which would have been green, which would have been spotted, okay? We could have had any type of result out of that. So that's how this is done. It took me a while to figure this out, but basically you roll on your location if you have a red event. If you hit that red event, it means we then come over and we make our first dice roll here. Again, I'm just gonna repeat this. So in our case, we're in war period 1, we rolled a 9. So we come across and this is where we roll for our results, which in this case was a 2, we were spotted. And then we would put a marker on us that we were spotted, as that will affect other parts of the game. It could have been a 0, which would have been nothing. And obviously you can figure out the rest, right? Depending on what we rolled. Spotted, spotted, return to base, spotted, engaged, and damaged, return to base. And had we rolled a 9 and a 9, well, it lost at sea, cause unknown. Now we did both of our transits and had no events. Let's move on. Okay guys, so we safely, in the first week, were able to get over to the northern coast of Borneo. This is going to end the first week and we're going to roll into week 2. So the first thing is we go to segment 2. We have to check number 11, or not check, but do number 11. Prep for operation, move all submarines from done section of an op area to operating. So here we go. Also, we're going to flip that over as we are no longer in transit. So there we go. Patrol movement. We're not going to do any movement. And it would roll for a transit event, but we're not moving. Now we're going to get into search and contact phase. Now it says it may be skipped, but what's the point? I mean, sure, we could skip it and game over. We're not going to do that, obviously, guys. Okay, so part of 13, the first thing we need to do is to determine if we make contact and what that contact looks like. And we're going to be using war period 1, this chart here. We're going to be rolling a dice to determine, and then we'll come over here to this part of the, I think you can see that. Let me just adjust that a little. And then this is our engagement table here for war period 1. We won't be needing these, obviously. Okay, so We have a +1 dice modifier if it's an ultra, no. If it's narrow, let's look. It's shallow, it's not narrow. +2 if rolling for a barrier deployed wolf pack, no. -1 if we are spotted, and we are not. And we're not dealing with weather, so we're not going to worry about a tropical storm or a typhoon, okay? So it's going to be a straight up roll. We rolled an 8. That is red. This is good because we want a lot of targets, okay? Okay, so we're now going to roll, and I'll have an insert on the screen for the contact table, okay? So here we go. We rolled a 6. If I look at War Period 1, a 6 is a C2, okay? Which is a large convoy. So we have high density. We'll look over here. High density convoy. It's 5, 4, 3, 2. So 5 from the A, 5, 4, 3, and 2. So we are going to go ahead and set up our combat display. There we go. Okay, so we can choose to be in any one of these columns. Now, if we do a second attack, we can move one column over. So for example, if I choose to go here, and we're only going to be here for 1 week, so we're only going to do this once, and I decide to attack here, the next turn I can do second attack, excuse me. I can stay here, I can move here, or I can move here, which means I won't be able to look at any of those 5 targets, okay? I can only imagine what's in the good. This could be good. I kind of want to go here, and then I'm limited. But there's a lot of targets here. So this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I think I'm going to go here so that I can see what these are, even though, you know, it's a tough call, but we need to sink some ships. Okay, we need to sink some ships. So that's where we're going to go. Okay, so we're going to take an aggressive posture for this first attack. And we can reveal 3 targets, but because we're aggressive, we can reveal 1 more. So what we're going to do is we're going to reveal these 2 and these 2. That's 4. I want to find out what's over here. I could be doing this completely, totally wrong. But when I say wrong, I mean bad strategy. It's a T2. T2. Whoa, T20. That's what we're talking about. And a 5-tonner. Okay, so let's go to our bag. Let's see who these guys are. When we're pulling the actual ships from IJN, I'm not going through and looking for a 7-1 or a 6-2. I'm just randomly pulling them. These came up random, so I ended up with a 7-2 and a 6-1. Here I actually ended up with a 4-0, a 5-tonner. I could have got something different out of my CL bag. That's how I'm going to play it. It is a solo game, and we can house rule it. I'm not sure specifically how this is done. This is my first time. I might modify over a period of time, but I want to explain what my thinking is. So we're going to take these and put them back into their cups, as it were. And we have those 2 target ships, and we're going to put that in, slide that over. So this is what we're looking at. Okay. Now, real quick on this scenario, I mean, that 20-tonner looks looking good. I'm liking my choice here. Just hopefully we can survive this as well, as there's quite a bit of anti-ASW on the board. They sunk 14,000 tons. We nip this, we're going to do better than what was historically done. Okay, because we're aggressive, we got to look at 4 targets, but we only get 3 TDCs, okay? Because that is what our tactical rating is. We pick those and we put them down randomly. We're gonna go 5 tons. So let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, and then let's do the easier of the 2 destroyers. Easier as in the 6, as opposed to the 7. Okay. So we may be well over our heads here. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's start and flip these over. A +3. I think negative is what we want. A +2. Okay, that's just not good. But this is our main target. Give me something good. Oh, a -1. Okay. Whew. We'll take that. Okay, so we're going to do all the math to figure out how we're going to attack this ship here. And there are a number of factors. Okay, so the first thing it says to do is we take our attack value. We're going to put all of it, which is 4. Our current torpedo is -1, so we're going to be now at a 3. We might not even be able to get a shot off there, guys. So we're sitting at 3. Okay. Now, it says take the target's defense value, which is 5. The anti-submarine, the ASW value of all revealed Japanese vessels in our submarines column and the adjacent column. Well, in the submarines column, it's 3. There's nothing in the adjacent column, so this is going to go to 8. Okay. Our attack posture, which gives us a -1. Okay. This goes down to a 7. The TDC is a -1. This goes down to a 6. And because we're 1 column shifted, this goes back to a 7. Okay, so the next step is we subtract this from this, and we get a -4, which we have to roll a -4 on a dice. Obviously, we cannot do that. So there's no way we're going to be able to target them. Okay. So same thing will be true here. Yeah, we're not going to be able to target anybody with our first attack. So this is going to be a failed mission. Hey, we went for the glory. Wow. I think I could have exposed some of those and not those. Okay. Let's try. I'm going to just flip these back over, and we're going to replay this just for demonstration purposes. If I would have revealed, say, different ships. And this is part of learning the game, because this is a total fail. Total fail. Okay, let me reset things. Okay, guys, I just left those ships on there. I just flipped them over. So had we done this from this location here, and we had flipped this, it's still going to be that. And then we would have done this, this, and this. Okay. No TD. Let's go ahead and put this back. It says sea mist. Okay. Let's slide these up. So this is a little more reasonable. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take these TDCs and I'm going to redo them randomly. So we'll see what we get. Okay. And now there's no ASW on the board, which may give us a chance. Although I don't think so, but we'll see. Go with the 2, and this one's a 1. Okay. Actually, that's 7. This is a 2. Okay, we're going to do it like that because that's a destroyer. So there is okay, so we do still have 1 ASW now. Okay, so hopefully this is a big negative. Oh, it's a plus this time. What do we have here? A plus. These pluses are not good, and a -2. Okay. So if we do our quick math again, we're going to be sitting at 3 like we were before. Okay. This is at 5. Plus 1 is 6. So it's 5. All right, plus 1 is 6. We're still aggressive. Now there's plus 1 is and -1. So this is just negates. So we're still at 6 with a 3. Yeah, there's no shot there. So the only one we might have a shot on is this -2. So let's, there are 1. And even, again, I didn't even add the column separator, right? So there was no shot, again. So here we have a 1, makes it 2, 1 for the ASW. A -1, it's going to be a -3 total here, because of our aggressive stance gives us a -1 and a -2. This becomes a -1, so this becomes a 4. Okay, so now we have a chance to shoot and sink this merchant ship. Okay, we need to roll 4 or less. We roll a 4. Boom, we got a hit. Nice. So we look at our attack results table. This is a 1-tonner, so it's the very first row. We're going to roll. We rolled a 2. We only damaged it. Oh, man. Oh. Oh. And actually, it's a -1 because of the torpedo. Okay, so it's actually a 1, which is still damaged, and we did not sink it. Okay, let's calculate the counterattack round. So we're going to add the ASW for any revealed in our column or adjacent columns. So it starts off as 1. The number of red boxes in the current war period, that happens to be 2, so we're up to 3. And the general anti-submarine warfare value for the period, which is war period 1, which is 0, so we're sitting at 3. We're going to take our defense, which is 2. And on that, we are going to add 1 dice roll modifier if our attack posture is aggressive, which it is. So this should be a 3. Well, it's a dice roll modifier. Let me just double check that. Okay, so if we look at our counterattack table, we've done our revealed ASW, the war period, and the boxes. We get a total of 3. We subtract from that our defensive value, which is 2. So this becomes a 1. Okay? Now, when we roll on our results, we get a 4. We come over on the 4, and there's nothing. Okay, so that's good. At this point, we can withdraw, but we're not. We haven't sunk anything yet. We've only damaged. I'm going to flip this over this way just so I know that that's been damaged. Now these are no longer going to be valid. That was from last attack. And we're definitely going to go into a re-attack round. Okay, so let's talk strategy. We can move 1 column over if we want to. And then when we go to reveal, we have to reveal the rising stars first, rising sun, excuse me, which would be these 2 here. If we stay, and if we go over here, we're going to get to the same situation we've already had, where we're going to not have a shot. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over here. And let's take an aggressive stance again. And now we're going to go and we can reveal 4. Okay, guys. So one thing, I didn't switch out the destroyer last round, so I went ahead and did that. Hibiki. And put that back in the B. Okay, so we have a damaged merchant ship here. We are in this column, and these 2 were rising sun, so they're going to get flipped over. We already know who they are. And we can do 4. So we're just going to go ahead and take the top 2 here. Let's do this one. Oh, 10 plus, look at that. Oh. Wow, choices made. We went after the big guy the first time, and just too many destroyers. But this is how we learn the game. Okay, so at this point, now, let's go back and do some of our calculations. Oh, we need our... Now we can assign these TDCs, I think, even to unrevealed ships, but we're going to go ahead and that's a 1-tonner, 1-tonner, 10-tonner. Kind of want to maybe try to sink him, and it is in my column. We'll do that one there and this one here, because it's in my column. That'll give us a chance there. So those are our 3. Let's go ahead and start here. Ooh, a +3. That's not good. Ah. A -2. That's really good. Sea swell. So we can't even go after the crippled. Okay. Now we subtract, I think it's 2. 1. We subtract 1. So this becomes a +2. Okay, let's just do these. So defense, we add up all the ASW. Oh, okay, let's slow down. Starts at 3. We add up all the ASW, which is 4, which makes this a 7. We add +2, which makes this a 9. It's 1 column over. That's going to be a 10. We're not even going to get a shot on this guy. Okay? So we come over here. It's a 2. We add 4. It's a 6. It's in the same column, so we don't have to worry. We are aggressive. We're going to get a -1. And this is a -3, so we're going to get a -4. Right? 3 plus the 1 is -4. Off of 6 makes this a 2. Our attack is 4. -1 is 3 because of our torpedo. So we do have a chance. We have a 1. Okay. We rolled a 1. We hit it. Let me double check my math, but I think we got it. Okay, now I'm doing this off the top of my head. I'm trying to learn this, so if I've got it wrong, just put a note in the comment. I will double check the rules. So, in fact, let me just go to the rules now to verify my numbers. Hold on. Okay, we're going to step through this again. I believe I actually got this number wrong, or this needing a 1. I think I needed a 1 or a 2. But we're going to step through this again. Okay, so we're going to allocate all of our attack of 4 to this target. -1 for our torpedo gives us a 3. Okay? Nothing else gets added to this. Now, we take our defense value of 2. We add all the revealed ASW, which is 4, which gets us to 6. We take this marker and we add that, which is -2. So this becomes 4. It's also -1 because it's a reattack, which makes it 3. And because we have an aggressive stance, it makes it a 2. Okay, let me just double check something. Okay, no, so we had it right. So 3 minus 2 is 1. We needed a 0 or a 1. We rolled a 1. We got a hit. Okay, we look at our damage chart. It's a 2-tonner. Let's see if we can sink this guy at least. We rolled an 8. Okay. Boom, sunk. There we go. Now, they're going to get to counterattack. Okay, so let's calculate what the counterattack is going to be. So, starts with all the revealed ASW. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're at 4. War period's ASW is 0, and there were 2 red boxes, which gets us to 6. Now, we minus our defense value, which is 2, which puts it back to a 4. And if we're in the shallows, I believe this is narrow, not shallow. Oh, it is shallow. I think I did that wrong the first time. So with it being shallow, oh, gives us a +1 in shallow waters. That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so this becomes, so the defensive value is 2. Let me get this set for, okay. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and calculate this out. So what it says to do is revealed ASW, that we're doing the counterattack. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we put 4 down. The warp period is 0. And then there were 2 red boxes, which gets us to a 6. We minus the submarine's defense value, which is 2, plus the super skipper value, which there isn't, plus 1 if in shallow waters we are, so that's 3. Okay? So that means this becomes a 3. I think I missed the shallow water on the last counterattack. Well, I know I did. Okay, we're now going to roll on the 3 column, or row, excuse me, that would be a row. On the counterattack, we get a 3, plus 1 is 4, and the plus 1 is because of our aggressive stance. Okay, modifiers to the dice roll. We have no damage markers, we are aggressive. If a re-attack round, plus 1, so that's now plus 2, plus 1 for spotted, no, and we're not uncautious. So we have a 5. A 5 on this column is nothing. Okay. So luckily we weren't sunk. Alrighty. That is now the end of the combat round. We do an endurance check. Well, this is also the last week of this patrol. So doing the endurance check is really not going to make a difference, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway, just for completeness. Okay, guys. So our endurance rating is a 6. We're at -1 with our torpedo. So when we check our endurance table, 3, and we're an aggressive, so we get a +1 on our dice roll. We roll a 9. So we are going to return to base. Alrighty. Now, just to see what else would have been over here. So obviously we got 1 ton of damage, not 14. There was a 2-tonner, a 3-tonner, and a 7-tonner. So had we attacked column A from the get-go, we would have only had the 1 ASW, and there would have been 2 targets had we been able to take them out, enough to maybe get 14. So had we gone for the target-rich column and optimized our dice modifiers, we had a better chance of having a successful patrol. This was cool. I kind of learned, because these could have, you know, I did see that they had the rising sun, but not knowing how the game played. This is kind of my first time through this as well, other than reading the rules. That would have been fat. But we had this one here, much easier to get to. We just didn't do it. Okay, that was fun. That was fun. We're going to do some more of this. But there we go. Our first patrol, Allied number 1. Yeah. 1 ton. It's a start. It's a start to the career. Alrighty, guys. As always, I appreciate you taking time to check out what I do here on the channel. If you get a chance, like, comment. Please subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel. It'd be nice. I appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.